Large crowds have become an every game affair for the Golden State Warriors. Last year averaging better than 14,000 with 26 sellouts. And tonight the Knicks are in town, and that of course with as few visits as the East Coast teams make is an important visit indeed.
Yes, there's a lot of New Yorkers here. Big interest in the Knicks, particularly lately because of the direction they're going in.
And so the starting lineups now to be introduced to this capacity crowd, it seems, at the Oakland Coliseum Arena.
Starting at center from Georgetown in his 5th year, he stands 7 feet tall, number 33, Patrick Ewing. At guard in his 3rd year from St. John, standing 6'3", number 13, Mark Jackson. And at the other guard position from the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga, standing 6'6", number 21, Gerald Wilkins.
If the Knicks seem loose, why not? They're 8-4, winners of 5 of their last 6. It's a spirited bunch that begins this Western 4-game swing.
I think they have their game face on, though. You see the serious look on the coach's face. Very important game, this first game.
And now the 3-9 Warriors.
From Indiana University, standing 7 feet 1, number 33, Uwe Blab. Also at forward in his 5th year from St. John, standing 6'7", number 17, Chris Mullen. Starting at center from Bridgeport in his 5th year, he stands 7'7", number 10, Manute Bol. At guard in his 1st year from UTEP, standing 6 feet tall, number 5, Tim Hardaway. And at the other guard position in his 2nd year from Kansas State, standing 6'5", number 23, Mitch Richmond. Head coach of the Warriors, Don Nelson, assisted by Gary St. Jean, Mike Schuler, and Don Nelson. The Golden State trainer, Tom Abdenauer. Tonight's officials.
Oh, you're looking at Don Nelson, a man who has his work cut out for him. A team that has lost some big men. Ralph Sampson is gone. Alton Lister is on the injured list, out for the season. Larry Smith is in Houston. And so he's going to go with what he would have to term a makeshift starting lineup tonight. And in this game, we are going to see 2 of the NBA's top 5 scorers. Chris Mullen, who has really blossomed under Don Nelson, 27.8. And Patrick Ewing, who is off to just an awesome start at 27.2.
Chris has scored 7 more points than Patrick Ewing, so they are real tight. Chris Mullen has a big load tonight because this team has been wallowing. They don't know how to win anymore, and the Knicks are feeling very good about themselves.
Here's the starting lineup for Golden State, and you can see the towers up on the front line. Uwe Blab, who has been the starting center, and Manute Bol, the tallest man in the NBA at 7'7", will be on the front line. Dick Bavetta, Ron Oleksiak, and Nolan Fine are the officials. Oleksiak was an official in a CBA game in San Jose last night, so he's been a busy man. For the Knicks, it is Patrick Ewing, Charles Oakley, Gerald Wilkins, Johnny Newman, and Mark Jackson. The Knicks at 8-4, Golden State at 3-9. Golden State coming off a loss last night to Denver, which in many ways has typified their frustration, as Gerald Wilkins almost puts up an air ball. He'll try it again. Ewing against Bol. Foul, and it'll count. Just to quickly finish the thought, John, last night Denver goes out with this small ball lineup. 6'7" was their tallest man. Quickly they're up by 16, but then when it's over, Denver wins 141-120.
Well, Denver was better at the small man game. Both teams featured 6'7" players. It was remarkable. They each had 9 players 6'7" or under playing in that game. Tonight, Nelson goes the other way. I mean, there's no more innovative coach in the NBA. He'll try new things. So he's got the 2 7-footers in the starting lineup. Blab didn't even play last night. I mean, Bol didn't play last night.
For the first time in his Warrior career. Charles Oakley brings the loose ball up for the Knicks, and Mark Jackson is there. Johnny Newman working on Chris Mullen. Drops it for Ewing. Ewing outside for Jackson, fakes the three, back for Patrick, and he's fouled. So quickly the Knicks working inside for 2 fouls on Ball.
Well, the plan is always for the Knicks to play with Ewing, make him the center of the offense, but they're doing it carefully at the start, and Ewing is wisely giving it up when he draws the attention and then getting it back. What the Knicks don't want to do is make the mistake they made last year here and live on 3-point shots if Ewing is covered.
John McLeod fired with the Mavericks having a record of 5-6, and you have to think, John, that there was more to it than just the record.
Well, it's such a crazy situation there, led off with the Topley deal. It seems very unfair, but probably John McLeod has some peace now because that's been so uncontrollable down in Dallas. And he's a good man, and I'm sure he'll come up with something in the near future. He's just too good a coach.
Eddie Lee Wilkins backed in, and we've got a loose ball that'll go to the Warriors. Just underway in the second quarter. 43 seconds into the second quarter to be exact. Winston Garland checks in. Tim Hardaway is out. Hardaway was spectacular in the first quarter with 7. Rod Higgins had 7 rebounds last night in the Denver loss, and that led the team. And Higgins is 6'7". He was the tallest member of the Warriors in the game. Chris Mullin, nice feed for Richmond.
That's what happened last year. In both those games, Golden State against the Knicks went to 133 points. They averaged 133.5. And they did it by fast breaking on the Knicks' misses.
Mullin spent the offseason lifting weights. He's got a body build that few who have followed his career have ever seen. Richmond also a tremendous conditioning program, and I think it's paying off. Their confidence is certainly benefiting.
Well, the defense worked in, denying the Knicks a shot at the basket. Mullin worked hard all summer with a trainer back in New York, and despite his sensational year last year, 5th leading scorer in the league, he went to work when the season ended. Now he's moved up a notch in scoring even more than last year.
Higgins for Garland. Richmond, Mullin. Eddie Lee Wilkins is fouled. Fans don't think so. Terry Teagle also in the game to complete the 5 out on the floor for Oakland now. Eddie Lee Wilkins to the line. He had 6 rebounds in the game versus Charlotte and was a popular presence out there for the Knicks when they needed it.
Yes, in the last couple of games when Patrick Ewing has had the opportunity to rest, the team hasn't lost much with Eddie Lee out there. He's done a good job on the boards as well.
So it's going to go to the Warriors.
With Newman getting in foul trouble, that's a problem that has reappeared for him, putting him back on the bench. Stu Jackson goes with the smallest Strickland. Gives Jackson a chance to go small and play Jackson and Strickland together, something he's liking more and more.
Richmond and Jackson with a very physical battle down low. Hardaway takes the long shot, and there's Oakley with another rebound. Strickland wide open and hits.
Well, Hardaway better think about putting his hands up when Strickland shoots.
And a timeout by Golden State. The Knicks lead by 3.
Frank, I send you for a Bud Light, and you bring back...
If you want the one light that outshines them all, ask for Bud Light.
So, there are no men here, there's an unlimited supply of Bud Light, and we can never leave.
Correct.
Because everything else is just a light.
We can live with that. Yeah.
Dear Santa, I have the greatest mom in the world.
Have you ever heard of the Wiz? Mom talks about it all the time. She says their prices are so low, even Santa shops there. Do you, Santa?
Of course I do. This AT&T cordless phone is perfect for Mom at $69. And this phone-mate answering machine is just $49. I've been in the Christmas business a long time, and Santa knows nobody beats the Wiz. Ho, 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 ho.
This is your pump. Push this little thing here, and you just pump. Pump, 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 pump. You know how to do that, don't you?
5 or 6 pumps.
I say 15 pumps, 20 to 25 times. 70 pumps to do it. You know what I'm going to use this also is to intimidate people. These things in here are what they're called. Airbags. When you want to release, it's a little button back here that you just push down and you can hear the air leaving the pump.
I think we're onto something here.
Pump it up.
Al Troutwick filling in for Marv Albert along with John Andres. And one of the other things that Golden State did very well in the first half was move the ball around. They got to the open man.
Well, Al, they've only averaged 21 assists a game thus far this season. They had 18 in the first half, 9 by Hardaway. Excellent ball movement.
And a lot of that came on the fast break where Golden State also shined. Gerald Wilkins come down with the rebound as the Knicks go with Mark Jackson and Rod Strickland, Gerald Wilkins, Charles Oakley, and Patrick Ewing. Six on the shot clock. Jackson hits for 3. That is the 6th three-pointer hit by the Knicks. Jackson has 11. Golden State ice cold at the start of the third. They're 0 for 5 from the floor.
Mark Jackson with 3 of the team's 6 three-pointers.
Mullen and Ewing gets the bounce rebound. That rebound not very well covered by Golden State. It should be noted that the third quarter for Golden State has been the graveyard quarter. They have had many a collapse in this quarter so far en route to a 3-9 record. Mitch Richmond finally hits. Tim Hardaway.
Boy, is he slick. Only 6 feet tall.
Jackson on a fine pick from Ewing to get free. Gets it over to Strickland, and then Ewing goes for the rebound and is fouled. Mitch Richmond is called. Second foul on Richmond. Johnny Newman on the bench still for the Knicks with 4.
Jackson with the crossover dribble. Picks out Strickland in close. Those tough ones, they are tough from in close. Ewing attacked from behind. Ewing has been dynamite from the foul line this season. As once again he finds himself on the line. Patrick coming in to this year, 73% foul shooter. He's shooting at 85% this year.
Stu Jackson screaming out still for the Knicks to deny the middle to Golden State. At times they have roamed at will there. There's Mullen in the middle.
He posted up his old buddy down low. Mullen at 6'7" with the turning jump shot. You don't see him do it often. He just gave Jackson a slap on the behind to remind him. A little personal move outside. Both had a little smile in the middle of all this action.
Jackson for Strickland. And the foul is called on Tom Tolbert, who has checked into the lineup for Golden State. Tolbert, waived by Charlotte, picked up by Golden State out of the University of Arizona.
Charles Oakley has 2.
2 shots for Oakley, who has 10 points.
Most unusual to see Charles with 1 rebound in 16 minutes of the first half. The Knicks still dominated big in that department, though. Rebounded Golden State by 11.
It is the league-leading active streak held by Charles Oakley, which now advances to 315 straight games. The Knicks lead by 6.
It's also trying to get revenge on Golden State, as they were the only team that the Knicks did not beat last year.
Tolbert swiped by Oakley. Wilkins on the layup, and he's fouled by Chris Mullin.
Warriors foul, the third team foul. First personal. 17, Chris Mullin.
Well, the Knicks from the foul line in the first half, 4 out of 5. Good percentage, but not enough attempts. Now they seem to be piling them up as they're able to run more, and Golden State is doing their best to stop them in committing fouls.
This is the largest Knick lead now since they led 6-0, as Gerald Wilkins hits the first of 2. Gerald, averaging 18.3 points a game in his last 10 games, only has 5. Make it 6.
Here's Stu Jackson yelling out no middle. That is where Golden State can hurt, as Hardaway drives right around Strickland and is rocked. A lot of coaches like to see that. They feel that if the little man wants to drive, make him think about doing it again and foul him hard. Good move by Hardaway. He is quick. You can see Oakley come over.
Hardaway will remember that. Now Richmond goes in and is rejected by Ewing.
Those are the great blocks, the one you control.
Jackson for Wilkins. Wilkins trying to find the touch in this game. Jackson thought about the 3. Wilkins will go for it.
Wilkins can get it from in closer. From the corner, it's 2 feet closer for the 3. Good thinking by Jackson.
And the Knicks may be on the verge of making a move.
Triple team. Jackson. Yep. And it counts. So Jackson with the Knicks' first basket of the night.
The Knicks head to Seattle to take on the Supersonics tomorrow night at 10 here on MSG Network.
December brings you holiday season sports cheer on MSG Network. Those quick start New York Rangers continue to roll with another 12 games on MSG. There's face-offs with the tough Canadiens on the 17th, the Sabres on the 20th, and the Washington Capitals on the 23rd. The New York Knicks keep the NBA jumping with 12 big games of their own on MSG, featuring matchups with the Hawks on the 15th, the Jazz on the 19th, and the New Jersey Nets on the 23rd. College basketball returns to MSG. It all starts with the exciting Joe Lapchick tournament on the 2nd and 3rd, the ECAC Holiday Festival on the 27th and 29th, plus 5 big St. John's games throughout the month. The new Senior Baseball League continues to take fans by storm, and MSG features the Boys of Winter with 6 big games during the month. And throughout the season, MSG continues to keep you on top of New York's pro football teams with Jets Journal and Giants Journal. In December, deck the halls with great sports action on MSG Network. Look to us for greatness.
Patrick Ewing showing his presence inside. Hangs in the air and gets another block. Number 2 in the NBA right now to Akeem Olajuwon. You can see Manute Bol right behind Patrick Ewing.
The Golden State Warriors shooting 2 for 10, 20% in the third quarter. The Knicks outscoring them 16 to now 6.
That was Tolbert on the side jump shot.
Ewing for Oakley. Whirls on Teagle. And Teagle just grabs on, holds on, and is called for the foul.
That is a futile smile. And Oakley smiled the same when he got fouled and turned around and saw who it was. Oakley has just too much muscle to Teagle inside. Actually, unnecessary fake. He would have had a shot, but the fake drew the defense.
Another nice pass from Patrick Ewing. Patrick continuing to impress with some of his passes in this young NBA season.
It's interesting now, Don Nelson is not putting a big guy out there to counter the Knicks' Ewing. He's tried the two big men. He started the two 7-footers against Ewing. That has taken it as far as it can go.
I think it's quite clear that he does not have a lot of faith in Uwe Blab.
Well, he hasn't done it. He started 11 of the 12 games, but the man's averaging 2 points a game. Tolbert is 6'7", now dealing with Ewing.
And Manute Bol with Chris Mullen falling to the floor and attempting an amazing shot.
His old Big East buddy Ewing goes over after rocking him and greets him with a smile.
And Manute Bol can block shots, but there are many more things that he can't do. I mean, he slows the team down. His passing's not very good. His shooting is suspect.
Well, he's really a piece in the puzzle. And now with Alton Lister, the man they traded for from Seattle, out for the rest of the season with the injured knee, the Achilles problem, the knee problem, and he's out for the year. They're really hurting.
Achilles. It's a ruptured Achilles.
Is it the Achilles?
Yeah.
Excuse me, I thought it was a knee.
It's Jim Peterson who has the bad knee, who they got for Ralph Sampson in the trade with Sacramento.
Peterson out, so they are really trying to do it with Band-Aids now.
Oakley and Mullen battling. Hardaway comes away with the loose ball. Knicks lead it by 9, and that one got away.
Now, we haven't seen the turnovers creating a problem for Golden State. The fact is, they lead the NBA in that department. Very dubious distinction because it's over 20 a game for them. They had a good first half. They only gave it up 8 times. So they're down at the bottom in rebounding, and they're at the top in turnovers. Now these problems are showing as Patrick Ewing once again flexes his muscles.
There are some amazing mismatches favoring the Knicks out on the floor right now. And Patrick Ewing with 26 points is going to attempt to take advantage of the one he has with Tolbert. Tolbert is 6'7". You've got Charles Oakley on Terry Teagle.
Ewing picked up by Mark Jackson once again goes low and draws the attention in the foul. It appeared that Jackson yelled over to his teammates, "Don't double, I can handle it."
Mullen, who rarely misses free throws, misses there. Golden State 6 for 7, make it 7 for 8. Only 8 free throws, and we have 5:54 to go in the third. An indication of how fast this game has been moving. Knicks have been to the line 13 times and hit 12. There's Ewing on Tolbert again. No one there for the rebound for the Knicks, and Hardaway takes it the other way and hits.
Boy, did he blow by Trent Tucker.
Golden State 3-9, but they are 3-3 here at home. Nice play by Teagle to save the loose ball. Richmond for Tolbert. And the Warriors are coming back. Knicks lead it by 6. Stu Jackson wants to talk things over.
Well, in 12 games for Golden State, Tolbert has played in only 6 of them, and he's only played in 56 minutes, and Don Nelson has to like what he's seeing now. Tolbert getting the opportunity, and he's looking good. He's running, working hard on the bigger, stronger people. Knicks unable to pass the ball into Oakley, who had a complete physical advantage. Richmond gives it up nicely. Tolbert makes a fine recovery off a difficult-to-handle pass.
And that is how Golden State has been piling up the assists with plays like that. We've got some boxing coming up on MSG. Unbeaten and highly ranked Brooklyn welterweight Aaron Superman Davis challenges Californian Russell Mitchell for the NABF welterweight title. That's Thursday, November 30th at Trump Plaza on the boardwalk in Atlantic City. Live action begins here on MSG at 7:30. Al Trowick filling in for Marv Albert along with John Andres, where the Knicks have a 77-71 lead. Now, John, we spoke earlier about that third quarter hex that Golden State has been facing. You pointed out that last night in Denver, for example, they were outscored by the Nuggies 41-21.
Well, tonight it looked like they were just, as they say, hanging around for the last several minutes, but now they're putting something together with their speed. And the Knicks are looking exclusively to go inside now to take advantage of the physical advantage they have with whoever is guarding Oakley or whoever is guarding Ewing.
Don Nelson, 7 straight division titles with the Milwaukee Bucks, and then after some wrangling, finally came here as the coach and general manager. And Jim Barnett.
Yes, ex-Knick. Jim Barnett, now an analyst out here for Golden State.
By the way, and there's Greg Papa, the play-by-play man for the Golden State Warriors out of Syracuse. Don Nelson, by the way, not a player at Syracuse, just graduated from there.
As most announcers have.
Yeah.
Right?
Not me or you.
Knicks can't make it happen now. They're getting the shot. Ewing claiming he was fouled. Oakley agreeing.
Knicks out rebounding Golden State so far in the third, 9-2. Jackson can't hit the three. The Knicks hit them in the first half. A lot of Knicks underneath. And eventually Ewing travels.
Very frustrating period now for the Knicks. They're bigger, they're stronger. And Golden State's responding with a so what.
Teagle wide open.
Hardaway gambling and almost succeeding in stealing that rebound from Ewing. But Hardaway committed the foul on Patrick.
Just to finish the thought on Don Nelson, John, you know, there was so much wrangling back and forth with Milwaukee when he came here to Golden State to become the general manager and coach. One of the reasons I imagine that he really wanted to come is that he got a 10% interest in the team.
And with the price of NBA franchises these days, Don made a very good decision.
That's a heck of an incentive. And so Don's future is fairly well set. Things are a lot different here than they won under the Franklin Miuli era.
Well, you mentioned Franklin. He was sitting across from us earlier. Don't see him now.
Well, Patrick Ewing gives the crowd a couple of things to cheer about. Knicks still lead it by 6. Ewing, who has been much improved from the free throw line, not having a good trip there. Strickland on the steal. He's got Jackson, but takes it himself.
Oh, great move by Strickland after the steal from Ewing. You don't see that often. Look at Hardaway drift around, mark Jackson, and continue in for the 2. Boy, now I'm starting to understand why Garland has been relegated to the bench. Hardaway is some player.
Jackson for Tucker. As the Knicks go with a 3-guard offense. 8 on the shot clock. Jackson bumps into Mullen. And the 2 red men go at it. And Jackson hits it off the back of the rim.
Teagle battling Oakley, so tough. Bounced off Oakley, but he was inside of him, and that's why he drew the foul on Oakley.
Kenny Walker quickly off the bench. He'll check in for the Knicks. And Charles Oakley will sit down. Mark Jackson sits too, not with a happy look on his face. So the Knicks have Strickland, Gerald Wilkins, Kenny Walker, Trent Tucker, and Patrick Ewing. Tom Tolbert is out there with Hardaway, Mullen, Richmond, and Teagle.
Well, they set it up for Hardaway to go one-on-one. Didn't work, broke down, so he had another answer with the long shot.
Hardaway, looking like a member of the all-rookie team, has 15. Tucker from way outside. And the ball is kicked. Golden State will keep it.
Mullen did a very basic thing. He ran at it. Tucker put the hand up in his face, ran by him then to head down on the break. And that distracted Trent.
The Knicks' 11-point lead has dwindled to 4. Tolbert deciding to go in on Ewing and draws the foul. The 3rd foul on Patrick Ewing.
Number 33, Patrick Ewing, his 3rd personal. Number 3, Tom Tolbert.
Whenever a man 6'7" is guarded by a 7-footer, I'd say most of the time anyway, he feels he can beat him. And that's exactly what Tolbert did. Out high, had Ewing away from the basket, lured Patrick into the feeling that he was going to give it up, and then turned it on.
Remember how cold Kelly Tripucka was in the game with Charlotte on Monday? Couldn't hit anything. Unbelievable.
Tolbert, no way, Al, excuse me, that his name even came up in the Knick pregame talk.
Tolbert with 7. He's a big hit. Wilkins on the left wing for Tucker. Ewing follows and hits.
Meanwhile, Golden State is making the Knicks go outside. The Knicks unable to get the ball into Ewing. Fortunately, Ewing got the good bounce on that last one.
28 points for Patrick Ewing. And a 20-second timeout. Just to finish the Kelly Tripucka thought, Tripucka comes up with 19 points tonight. Even though Charlotte loses, it's hard to believe that he could score that many after being as cold as he was on Monday.
Well, he's one of the game's great scorers, though, Al, no question about it. And if he can do anything in the NBA, it is score.
A technical foul has been charged on Golden State's Chris Mullin. And he wants to find out why.
Well, we have a couple of New York guys there, Chris Mullin and Dick Pavetta, discussing it.
And Patrick Ewing goes to shoot the tee. That's how much improved he is from the free throw line.
Over the last couple of years, the Knicks have not been proficient enough from the line shooting technicals. Patrick may keep that job.
How many centers in this league get that honor? Well, the Knicks lead by 4 once again, 82-78. Trent Tucker will inbound.
I would think Bill Laimbeer may be one of them.
Yeah, but they let him shoot from anywhere.
Hasn't been shooting a lot, though, in the last 2 years.
Well, after much discussion, with 2:10 remaining, the Knicks will inbound. Winston Garland is back in the game for Golden State. Patrick Ewing with a fabulous finger roll.
Boy, he did it simply, too, by not putting the ball on the floor. Good pass by Tucker.
31 for Ewing. Mullin hits from way outside.
Say you might as well guard one of the game's great shooters. I'm sure Stu Jackson feels the same way. The Knicks chose not to.
Well, we've got an aerial show.
Garland inviting Strickland to take that shot. Boy, you can see where the Golden State guards have been told, lay back, help out in the middle, let them take the long shots.
That was a 2-pointer by Strickland. Ewing on the rebound. Wilkins. And a loose ball foul called on Trent Tucker.
Good attempt at offensive rebounding pressure, though. He got to do it.
Tom Tolbert comes out of the lineup, gets a rousing applause. Eddie Lee Wilkins checks in for the Knicks. Patrick Ewing will sit out. We've got 1:14 to go in the third.
Chris told me before the game his parents came out and visited him 2 weeks ago. They can't resist the opportunity to come out here and visit Chris from time to time.
Now Don Nelson put in Manute Ball. Stu Jackson sent in Eddie Lee Wilkins. And so Don Nelson took out Manute Ball.
You figure it out.
So Manute Ball was out there, but the clock never ticked. 23 points for Chris Mullin. Knicks with a 4-point lead. Strickland for Jackson. They seem to make each other better. 13 points for Jackson. And Mitch Richmond continues the hot hand for Golden State. He has 21. But the first 2 points for him in the third. He hasn't taken many shots in this third quarter now that I think about it. Tucker.
Patience, shot selection. Excellent by the Knicks.
Tucker with his second three-pointer of the game. That gives him 6 points.
Well, you see what happens to a team's fast break, meaning Golden State, when you're hitting your shots. I mean, no way they can run, and that's how they were hurting the Knicks when they were missing.
45,
Eddie Lee Wilkins is called for the foul with 26 seconds remaining in the quarter.
You know, Stu Jackson would love nothing better than a big lead so he could give his horse, Patrick Ewing, a rest in the fourth quarter. After this game, it's a flight to Seattle for the game tomorrow night against the Sonics.
It's Saturday, Phoenix, and Sunday, the Lakers. Manute Ball back in. Johnny Newman looks like he's going to check and is checking in for the Knicks.
For Eddie Lee Wilkins.
So interesting now. Don Nelson sends in the biggest man to ever play in the NBA, and Stu Jackson takes out his backup center. The Knicks are out there with the small lineup of Kenny Walker, Johnny Newman, Trent Tucker, Mark Jackson, and Rod Strickland. So a three-guarded offense for the Knicks.
I think Stu Jackson is trying to show that he too can make moves that will confuse the opposition. Kenny Walker and Manute Ball, that's interesting.
Kenny Walker up for the power move, but with 5.6 seconds remaining, he is fouled.
Number 5, Tim Hardaway, second personal.
Manute Ball and Chris Mullin have developed into great friends over the years, and Chris credits Manute with helping increase the arc on his shots. They play one-on-one frequently, and Chris says, if I can get my shots over Manute, I know I'm safe against anyone in this league.
That's legitimate.
Chris's brother played up at Bridgeport, where Manute Ball played a year of collegiate ball before entering the NBA. Kenny Walker at the line. Hits the first to give the Knicks a 6-point lead. Heath Myers. So action against Charlotte for the first time in 7 games. At 1 point and 1 assist in 3 minutes. He's into the game for the Knicks.
I don't think Chris Mullin will be anxious to be guarded by Myers. Very aggressive. He's just about Chris's size. He's got nothing but energy.
Mullin tosses up a shot at the buzzer. Wants the foul, but doesn't get it.
Myers was right on him. He took that shot away from him. Made a fine defensive play.
As you called it. The Knicks head to the fourth quarter, leading by 7.
To attack this kind of wilderness, a skier needs the right equipment. The go-anywhere performance of a Jeep Cherokee, Jeep Wrangler, or Eagle Talon. During Ski America time at your Jeep and Eagle dealer, take a test drive and get a value book worth thousands in ski savings. So this season, make sure you're armed with the most important ski equipment of all. See your Jeep and Eagle dealer and prepare to attack.
See your Tri-State Jeep Eagle dealer, where you can always expect the best.
At U.S. Healthcare, we share your hopes and your dreams. We see an optimistic view of life with the assurance that when you've got your health, it's a wonderful life. U.S. Healthcare. A health plan for living.
There's finally a little guy that does everything the big guys do. Introducing Minolta's Maxim 3000i, the world's smallest, most affordable autofocus SLR. The first easy little camera that does it all with any lens. And big camera technology in a small body means results that are absolutely incredible. The big little Maxim 3000i.
Only from the mind of Minolta.
This game is brought to you in part by Reebok basketball shoes. When the new legends are made, they'll be wearing Reebok. And you're going to love what your Tri-State Toyota dealer is doing for you.
Starting November 30th, you'll have a chance to win in the Budweiser Pick a Nick sweepstakes. Pick a Nick to score on your behalf. You can win a trip for two to Boston to see the Knicks take on the Celtics. To enter, just send in a postcard today with your Nick pick, along with your name, address, and phone number to the information you see on the screen right now.
The Knicks out-rebounding Golden State 43-24, so this is not a problem that seems to be going away for Golden State. On the offensive boards, John, 18-4 after 3 quarters.
That's as it should be, considering the Knicks' size, but they are really killing them in that department. Wow. Meanwhile, Patrick Ewing working on an interesting statistic with 16 rebounds in the game, on his way to tying his career high of 21 set against Philadelphia in 1988.
Traveling is called. The turnover gives the ball over to Golden State. Just underway, 4th quarter. Chris Mullin gets Kenny Walker in the air. And the rebound pulled down by Charles Oakley. Oakley only 4 rebounds through 3 quarters. The NBA's leading rebounder. Not pulling him down tonight, a night in which the Knicks are dominating.
Knicks wisely looking to put Teagle in big foul trouble right now. He's guarding Oakley, and there's just too much of a discrepancy in size out there. Oakley setting up low.
Mullin sits down, and Don Nelson gives him a bit of a breather here. The Knicks are going with Gerald Wilkins, Trent Tucker, Mark Jackson, Charles Oakley, and Kenny Walker. Walker, he has been hot.
Teagle not having fun. He switched over to Walker. Teagle at 6'5", having a problem with whichever Knick player he's guarding.
Walker has been shooting 73% from the floor over the last 3 games. And strong move by Terry Teagle. 9-year NBA veteran and the member of longest service with the Warriors. This ball scooped up by Hardaway. And Mitch Richmond is there.
Garland made the nice tip pass to him.
95-90 with 10:20 remaining in the 4th. Richmond now with 23. Jackson on Hardaway.
Number 13, Mark Jackson.
Stu Jackson getting ready to roll out the big guns again as Ewing will check in a moment.
And nobody picked up Hardaway strolling down the baseline. It was Winston Garland who got free for the Golden State Warriors.
Yes, Don Nelson playing both of his shorter backcourt people together now.
Offensive foul,
Offensive foul on Kenny Walker.
Why isn't Gerald Wilkins sweating?
Of all the things to analyze, John.
A man who moves like he does.
I don't know. He usually has no problem sweating that I've noticed. Garland on Gerald Wilkins. And we'll be giving you sweat updates as the 4th quarter moves along.
Well, Manute Bol back in there now to battle Ewing. Can the Knicks go to Ewing, and will they?
Wilkins guarded by Richmond. Oakley inside on Higgins is rejected in a powerful way.
Boy, Stu Jackson on his way to a technical. The officials looked and saw his reaction.
At the other end of the floor, something that will not make Stu Jackson any happier. Technical foul on Stu Jackson.
Jackson reacting now to this play. You will see Oakley with the shorter man behind him. Up, Shot slapped back. That's what drove Stu crazy. Thought he was fouled. Big transition play now.
The technical foul on New York head coach Jackson to be attempted by number 12, Winston Garland.
Garland on the technical.
Garland, who's been very down on himself for not getting enough playing time after leading this team in assists for the last 2 years, has now been given a chance to play with the man who replaced him, Hardaway.
Personal foul was on number 6, Trent Tucker.
He is the team's leading free throw shooter at 94%. So he hits the free throw on the technical, but now Hardaway on Trent Tucker's third foul to complete the three-point play. This will be a painful trip up the floor for Stu Jackson to stomach. And Hardaway,
Knicks could have gone up 99-92 on that last play. Oakley made a shot.
And instead, it is 97-95. Jackson is given plenty of room, as you see, to take the shot, which he does. Patrick Ewing gets inside on Ball.
Big play, Ewing. Beating Ball to position. Ball has no quickness.
Ewing has matched his jersey number, 33 points in the game so far. Richmond misses the layup. Maybe he heard Ewing's footsteps.
It's a rare sight to see a player like Richmond miss a shot so easy for him.
Richmond comes up short. Oakley pulls down the rebound. Trent Tucker comes in on Garland. Manute Ball and Patrick Ewing continuing to go at it. This will be a foul on the 7'7" Manute Ball.
Knicks will continue to try and get the ball into Ewing. He's their meal ticket. And with the game he's had, there's no way they're going to avoid going to him first if they can.
Gerald Wilkins inside on Ewing.
The mistake Patrick makes is putting the ball on the floor. Almost cost him.
Jackson slithering inside, missing the layup. Oakley doesn't follow. Ewing does. Ewing gets it again. Here's Oakley.
Again, Oakley dribbling the ball, getting himself in trouble, but drawing the foul. It's a habit that a lot of big men have, and they revert to it from time to time. And it gives the defense a chance to come in and body you.
Foul is on Mitch Richmond. That's his third. Johnny Newman seeing limited action for the Knicks. He's had 4 personal fouls.
Thanks to the Daily News and Fred Kerber, we're told that Patrick Ewing now has 20 rebounds in the game.
.195. Oakley on the line with 15 points. And the fans are having some fun with Charles. They're counting the number of dribbles, and that has brought some smiles to Oakley on the line. So Charles, in spite of the game, has been aware of what the crowd's doing. He's getting into it.
Now he smiled, but then he missed the shot.
Knicks lead it by 5 as Oakley missed the opportunity to put them up by 6.
Nelson loves isolation, and he will put a player like Richmond, who can hit from the outside, although he missed then, in a situation where he can operate by himself.
And a whistle underneath. Foul is called again on Mitch Richmond. That is the 4th on Richmond. And it forces Don Nelson to make the quick switch. Richmond is out, and Chris Mullen is back in.
I can't believe Richmond will be out very long with 7:26 to go in the game and his team down 5.
Ewing, nice feed for Jackson, who decides to find Oakley, who is fouled. Foul is on Chris Mullen.
Knicks passing in the second half inside the foul line has really been good.
Second personal foul on Mullen.
See if the crowd picks up the count now on Charles.
I think they're ready for it. 5, 6, 7.
Now, do you remember Vince Carrillo?
Yes, he played. Yes, he was.
He was famous for that when he played for the Knicks.
Who's it? Is it Dennis Johnson who bounces the ball for as many points as he has in the game? Is that right? Look at him smiling.
Well, he made it at a 7 count and at a 6 count.
Charles Oakley trying to keep the crowd on its toes. 17 points for Charles.
Charles showing rapidity as well. Again in isolation. Garland not using his speed. Trent Tucker forcing him to the jump shot.
New York ball, 17.
And the foul is called.
34, Charles Oakley.
It's called on Charles Oakley, his 4th. So Oakley is out on the floor with 4 personal fouls. Mullen working on Wilkins. And it's picked off by Charles. And we'll see how many Knicks fans have stayed up late at night with us here, John. When we get back to the Garden, if they start counting Oakley's bounces at the free throw line, we'll know exactly how many people stayed up with us tonight on MSG.
Another turnover by the league-leading Warriors in that department.
Another outside shot missed by the Knicks. That has not been one of their more potent weapons in the second half. 102-95, Knicks with the 7-point lead. Manute Bol way outside, forcing Patrick to at least wait for him at the free throw line. Higgins, and it counts. Or does it? Yes, it does.
Doesn't. Don Nelson will rip off his sport jacket. Done in the past. Tough move here. Higgins. I'm sure Oakley felt he was fouled.
And a timeout has been called with the Knicks up by 5.
Left signs which have led to various theories of evolution. In 1990, Toyota introduces the all-new Celica. Proof that man can move forward very, very fast. If it's out there, it's in here. The 9X Yellow Pages. Why would anyone need another?
Remember, drinking responsibly makes good sense. Please know when to say when. A reminder from your friends at Anheuser-Busch.
6 minutes, 16 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. The Knicks trying to win where they frequently have not.
Yes, in 1988, they pulled a victory out here. But in 8 of the last 9 years, the Knicks have fallen to the Warriors here in the Warriors court.
The Knicks continue to out-rebound the Golden State Warriors. In this particular quarter, 8-4 they out-rebound, but overall in the game, they've out-rebounded Golden State 51-28. It is a 102-98 New York Knicks lead as Higgins completes the three-point play. Trent Tucker on the run.
Number 6, Trent Tucker.
104-98. Tucker has 8. Those were his first points from inside the three-point stripe.
Trent checking his mouth. Looks like he took a shot in the mouth. Counting his teeth.
How many people know what total they're supposed to find when they count their teeth?
Oh, true. Golden State now, it would seem, would want to go to Mullen. Gerald Wilkins recognizing that is overplaying him like crazy.
Hardaway getting some instructions from Don Nelson. Chris Mullen comes out and very authoritatively grabs the ball. Working on Wilkins. Mullen doesn't get the bounce.
Ewing gets bounced to the floor by Mullen on that play.
Tucker works it to the corner. Jackson is way outside. The Knicks try to isolate Ewing inside, and they do get the ball to him. On Bol, and Ewing hits.
What was excellent about that play by Ewing was he didn't turn and face and throw it up right away. He sized up Bol and then moved around him. Trent showing good patience on that pass back. He could have rushed that shot. Ewing backing in low, a little fake, gets Bol to commit, then frees himself. Beautifully done.
And the richest man in the Dinka tribe in Sudan sits down with 4 personal fouls, Manute Bol.
Yes, his coach invested 4 years of income starting this year. Big income to Bol in the offseason. Bol will now return though. Don Nelson tells him something and then gets ready to put him back in.
36 points for Patrick Ewing. Richmond on a perfect block by Gerald Wilkins. They call a jump ball.
Richmond did not protect the ball from the defense, and Knicks were able to get the hands in there.
Manute Bol back in. You know, Don Nelson has not been shy about long-term contracts. Chris Mullen recently signed a 9-year contract.
That was Ewing on that play now. Knicks should control this, and they do.
So it virtually amounts to a turnover for Golden State as Mark Jackson brings the Knicks across with 4:49 to go in the 4th quarter. Knicks lead it 107-98.
Jackson passes up Wilkins, who had posted up Chris Mullen.
And Ewing goes in on Bol again, who is angry.
Looked like a good block by Bol. There must have been some body involved, though, beneath the play. You'll never see that on a foul as Bol goes back. I thought in the replay it looked like Ewing might have pushed him off. Nevertheless, Ewing establishes the foul, his presence, and his effectiveness once again at the foul line.
It's as if Steve Jackson said, okay, the big guy's enough. He's a pass. Let's get him out. So they force the ball into Ewing and a couple of trips up the floor, and he is out of there. 37 points, 21 rebounds for Patrick.
Ties his career high in rebounds.
Yet another monster night for Patrick Ewing. Mullen working on Walker, and I believe Walker is called for the foul.
You can see now clearly, if you've been staying with this game, how Golden State, without a scoring big man, suffers. You cannot live by jump shots alone, and Golden State seems to have taken their offense as far as they can with Richmond and Chris Mullen. The interesting part of that is that Anderson, Larry Mr. Mean Smith, who went to Houston in that off-season transaction that he made, also is a known scorer. Alton Lister is not a scorer. So Nelson was prepared to go with a big man who really was not a potent offensive player.
And the Knicks are over the limit. The foul is called on Trent Tucker. I think the feeling on the part of Don Nelson, I think he's one of the most loyal coaches, general managers, was he never saw Alton Lister play as well as he did when he played for him at Milwaukee. He figured he could work the magic again. And when you look down at who's here, who's playing for the Warriors, even down to the secretaries in the office, they all seem to have some sort of a Milwaukee tie. The assistant coaches all were with him at one point. He seems to want to bring back the people he once had. Marcus Johnson is on the roster, played with him in Milwaukee.
Yes, 5-time All-Star. Sorry we haven't seen him tonight. Marcus has been playing, but getting limited duty after missing 3 years in the NBA.
I think Don Nelson likes being around people he is comfortable with and has had success with. But right now, 108-101, the Knicks have a 7-point lead, getting a bit of a break down at the other end.
Ewing hit Bol, it looked like in the mouth, and then showing concern, asked him if he was okay. Well, Peterson is due back, it is felt, by the middle of December, so it will give them some muscle in the middle and some quality play out of a big man.
Jackson going in on Manute Bol, shoveled it to where no man in blue was. 3 minutes, 50 seconds to go. Knicks lead it by 7.
Mullen going down low, guarded by Jackson. He wants the ball. Teammates passed him up.
You know, that particular play, Manute Bol never came past midcourt. We're told officially that was rebound number 21 for Patrick Ewing. As Kenny Walker continues his hot shooting pace. Walker with 6. That was a three-point attempt, and Ewing has rebound number 22.
Sure helps when the big man, as you point out, Al, stays down court. So Ewing had no opposition for that rebound, and many others.
Jackson smartly unloaded on the double team, but was fouled.
Number 5, Tim Hardaway, third personal.
Hardaway is called on the foul.
Well, Patrick Ewing, not only destroying Golden State with his scoring tonight, has set a new career high in rebounding with 22 now. It was 1988 against Philadelphia that he had it before.
Hardaway's third personal foul, and Mark Jackson is on the line looking to increase his point total, which is now 16. Manute Bol checks out. Garland, boy, is that a substitution, John? Garland for Bol. It was like 3 feet in that deal.
Johnny Newman returns.
Don Nelson is unconventional. But Bol, once again, is not going to the bench, but hanging around. Look like he's coming back.
Jackson hits them both. So the Knicks 112, Warriors 101. The Knicks have tied their biggest lead, 11 points. From way outside, Terry Teagle missing. And a loose ball foul is called. This will send it up the other way, favoring the Knicks.
Looks like Tim Hardaway on the push of Ewing. And Ewing will continue as he moves towards 40 points to haunt Golden State.
That is the 4th foul on Hardaway. And some of the folks here in Oakland have decided that the parking lot is where they want to be. They saw an admirable and exciting effort from their Golden State Warriors tonight.
Number 33, Patrick Ewing has 1 shot remaining.
But all things considered, the talent on both sides, the records, the advantage of having an effective big man, the Knicks look as though they're going to pull out the expected result here. 113 to 101 with just under 3 minutes to go. Hardaway driving with success.
Wants to move. This is a one-on-one offense now by Golden State, as Don Nelson wants his better one-on-one players to be alone, and that's what they continue to do.
Hardaway with 19 points. Rod Strickland missing on the layup, which was tipped.
Timeout, New York.
And he is fouled. Well, there's a timeout. The Knicks 113, the Warriors 103 with 2:31 to go in the 4th.
You are what you eat. What's true for man is true for machines. Starting the day right can make a difference. Get Mobil Super Unleaded Plus. Its detergent formula can unclog vital engine parts. For power and performance, drive your engine clean with Mobil Super Unleaded Plus.
Humphreys putting the move on Strickland. Ejected by Ewing. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. Tucker hits at the buzzer.
A message from Governor Cuomo's Athletes Against Drunk Driving team.
Hi, I'm Reggie McElroy of the New York Jets. As an offensive lineman, I have a special job to do for my team. I'd like to tell you about someone else with a special job to do. That person is a designated driver, the one who stays sober and agrees to drive everyone in the group home. Governor Cuomo's Athletes Against Drunk Driving team asks you to choose a designated driver when you're out for a night of fun. And remember, play it safe, buckle up, and drive sober. Thank you.
The race is on. Kissio gets to the puck. Kissio shoots. He scores!
The Rangers head to Vancouver to take on the Canucks Friday night at 10:30 here on MSG Network.
So how has Patrick Ewing done against Manute Bol?
I would call that an unfair question. As you can see, the judge, that this is a total devastation. With anyone who's watching this right now thinking, I couldn't do any worse. Yeah. Well, 4 rebounds, I guess you could. Monster performance by this man.
But that is indicative of the problems Golden State will face as they go up against teams in the NBA who have a legitimate center. And Patrick Ewing has proven through this season that he is far more than just legitimate and playing far beyond Manute Bol tonight. Kenny Walker is called on the foul. 2 minutes and 19 seconds to go. The Knicks lead by 11.
Well, Patrick can go to sleep tonight dreaming about Michael Cade, Open Colonies.
They're waiting for him.
Next on the menu. Very tough physical team up in Seattle will be waiting.
Terry Teagle on the line, hitting the first. Manute Bol back in, as is Patrick Ewing. Teagle has 5.
Despite the 10-point lead right now, Don Nelson not electing to watch this game wind down without making several moves. Very frustrating evening for Johnny Newman now checking out. Foul problem that had plagued him in earlier games have returned.
So Teagle hits them both. 2:18 to go. The Knicks 114. The Warriors 105. 6 points for Teagle. Almost intercepted, but Wilkins is there. Finds Ewing. Dropped it, recovers, and is blocked by Bol. Is there a foul? There is. The foul is on Manute Bol, and Manute Bol is gone. 2:06 to go in the game. Manute Bol has fouled out.
Well, that's Manute's first disqualification this season. It's also the first time he's played a center of the caliber Patrick Ewing.
Ewing with his 39th point. And now he has 40. Remember the 43 at Portland? We mentioned it earlier. Patrick Ewing with another fine, successful effort on a West Coast trip for the Knicks.
Patrick trying to block the jump shot of Mullen, who deftly avoids him and goes around for the layup.
For Mullen, that is points 28 and 29. Jackson avoids the pressure, finding Trent Tucker. 1:47 to go. The Knicks lead it 116-107. Gerald Wilkins and Patrick Ewing saves the effort.
Gerald will call out a pass.
Garland, air ball.
One of the interesting things we have seen unfold tonight, Al, once again, is Stu Jackson going with the combination of Strickland and Jackson in very key moments. This has become something he's quite comfortable with, and there's no reason to think that it won't continue.
And they're out there now. Tucker, unguarded, goes for the 3 and hits. So the Knicks lead it by 14, 121-107. That is the largest lead of the night for the Knicks.
One of the puzzling things for Golden State, here's a team that scored 133 and 134 against the Knicks last year in 2 games. They lose Larry Smith. They have their 5 returning high scorers this year from last year, and their whole team is different. An amazing chemical change because Mr. Mean is not here.
Patrick Ewing with 44 points, 1 short of his career high. He has 48 seconds to go. Ewing with 23 rebounds. And a foul. Foul is on Hardaway.
Well, Jackson and Strickland showing a lot of comfort working with each other. This is a situation where the definition of the #1 or 2 guard doesn't apply. Both players can play with the ball and without the ball. And the Knicks, in effect, have 2 leaders out there, each capable of setting the team up offensively and dictating the tempo, as Chris Mullin goes to the bench after hitting his average tonight. As many loyal followers in New York will now go to bed.
Strickland has 11. And 12. 40 seconds left in this one. The Knicks will win their 6th in their last 7. Teagle pulled down by Ewing. 27 seconds to go. And here's Patrick's attempt. And he comes up short.
How about Strickland on the offensive rebound and conversion?
127-111. The seconds ticking down in this effort for the Knicks at the Oakland Coliseum Arena. And Mark Jackson will end this one. And the New York Knicks will be winners in a place where they have found it very difficult to win in the past. 129-111. The Knicks record rising to 9-4. For the Golden State Warriors, the record drops to 3-10. Worst in the Pacific Division. Just about a packed house here tonight. Watched the Knicks and watched an awesome performance by Patrick Ewing. The best of the season, 44 points and 24 rebounds. We'll have a recap on this one in a moment. But the Knicks are on their way to Seattle, off to a good start in the West.
When I was growing up, we moved from one apartment to another. A house with a yard. That's important for a kid. My parents couldn't do it. But I promise you, your dad and me, somehow we'll make it happen.
At Manufacturers Hanover, we'll help you plan ways to get the down payment you need and approve you for a mortgage even before you start to look.
The key is the pump.
I'm able to pump myself up. I don't know the mechanics of it.
Push this in as many times as you want.
Tights around your ankle.
Felt like a tailor-made fit.
When you want to release, it's a little button back here.
Press it and air releases.
I think somebody might sneak up behind me, push my release button, let all my air out. Some people like BMWs. I like gym shoes.
Pump it up.
The final in Oakland, the Knicks over the Golden State Warriors, 129-111 to win their 6th in the last 7 games.
And the dunk of the game is brought to you by Budweiser, Beechwood aged, for that distinctively clean, crisp taste that makes Budweiser the king of beers. For all that you do, this Bud's for you. And who is it but Patrick Ewing, who killed Golden State throughout this game, getting clearly the dunk of the game on a beauty.
And Patrick Ewing with 44 points in this game. We'll have still some final thoughts from Oakland in a moment.
I've been in the Christmas business a long time, and Santa knows nobody beats the Whiz. Oh, 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 oh.
Dry is bold and wet. The taste of dry is clean and refreshing. Michelob Dry, brewed longer, so taste after taste, there's just no aftertaste. Michelob Dry, bold taste with no aftertaste.
Over the past 8 years, 15,000 car renters were asked who's the best for clean, dependable cars. In every survey, Hertz came out on top.
Modesty forbids me from taking all the credit.
They were asked who's the best in providing high-quality service. Hertz again.
It was nothing.
And who's the best company overall? You guessed it.
Thank you. Thank you.
About the only thing they weren't asked is who's the best spokesperson.
You're kidding.
At least you have your health.
on, let's get it right this time. The word is quality. It means trying harder, going that extra mile. Let's do it. MetLife, MetLife, service with a smile. MetLife, MetLife, go that extra mile. Q-U-A-T-I-L-Y. What's that spell? Quad Philly, Quad Philly, yay! Quality, quality. Get Met, it pays.
Sometimes you see something and you feel it in your house or in your life. You just have to have it.
You've got the option. The Optima card from American Express.
We're in the pet store.